In the upper left, Dise, Dreadlord. Randomed undead. Inspired is unaware of this, who went Archmage in the bottom left. Bottom left? Bottom left. Bottom right. Oh, my brain wanted me to say bottom right, but for some reason my mouth wanted to say left, so then I said left. Incredible. What's up, Indy? There's no delay today. There might not be. Don't tell anyone. It's our secret. Footman dies, but worthwhile in order to get this information. Now, don't underestimate Dice's random play. It's very strong. His undead might even be his best off race. I think it is. Inspired, I've always been a pretty big fan of his play. Loki was a little bit excited when he was the replacement here. Just because I like watching humans. But also I think Inspired has a good style, in which I agree with. Undead is his worst. Okay, I'll take your word for it. Double ring for Inspired, and claws for the Dreadlord. No item is really that good for the Dreadlord at this tier of item. This is standard melee best of 3. Is 351 for players against AI and Echo Isles? I don't know what map it is. 351 is 351 the best time we've seen so far though? I don't know. I don't know. Inspired seems to be playing one base, as we can see literally attack. Very difficult for human to attack and expand at the same time, so you know. You know. Is there a possibility for another ring? Probably not. Oh, well, he does get another ring of a kind, but this is actually a really good ring. Ring of Regen. How many years did it take us to realize how good this item was? I want to say I was the pioneer of liking this item, but I probably wasn't. I probably started liking it around exactly the same time as everyone. And this is, I want to say, going to be tough for Dise, but he does have a Nerubian up. Inspired could force the issue and get the Goldmine cancel, but that would come at the cost of probably both of his mercs, because he would need the piercing damage to commit for the Goldmine. For now, no real losses on either side, but one Footman is going to go down, one Ghoul going to be traded. Would argue that Ghouls are more valuable than Footmen despite the experience, supply, and gold cost, because they can mine lumber, obviously. Footmen can't do that, and they also can't get tier 3 upgraded, so Ghoul's probably more valuable in the long run than Footmen. So 1-to-1 will favor Inspired, but of course only one of these two players is on 2 base.
A player's forces are under attack.
Always liked Ring of Regen, but also hated Tomes of Experience. Yeah, you know, Tomes of Experience, it was fun for the player who got him. And the one cool thing about Tomes of Experience, I will say, is at least it gave some interesting variability to the game. Like, you needed to know all your creep routes if you did get a Tome of Experience. Like, how does that change the game? What is your reaction to it? Which was such a small percentage of games. So it gave, like, you know, an extra layer of strategy, I suppose, to, like, creep routes and stuff like that. But it was really only, what, Echo Isles in the past? And Twisted Meadows. In Twisted Meadows, it was pretty simple. And Echo Isles, there wasn't really ever creep routes that you integrated that Murloc camp into in the early game. Alchemist.
Player's forces are under attack.
And Dise is getting a second crypt. No graveyard yet, though. So it's going to be a lot of fiends, but... or a lot of ghouls, rather, and no fiends. But the Archmage is kind of going to own every single ghoul for the rest of this game. Was that a surround? What the? I looked away for 1 second, and the Dreadlord is literally dead. Nice sleep. Inspired can't let this Dreadlord get away. Ooh, but the counter block. One more auto attack, though. It's gone. Oh my god, Inspired. He just walked up to him slowly and 4-point centered him with Footman. And he probably wins the game off that. What the hell? Okay. Dreadlord back from the tavern. More ghouls going down. Archmage is almost level 4. Note, no town portal for Inspired. There is a way out of this for Dise. It's going to be tough. Especially with no mana on that Dreadlord. Tier 2, on its way. Where are the priests when you need them most? Double Nerubian. He's moving those acolytes as though he's giving up the expansion, but no, he is going to repair. Yeah, that is wise. Militia show up now. Healing canceled. Yeah, Archmage level 4. And you can imagine the impact that would that a couple of claws of attack would have. I've Inspired got those instead of the rings. Oh, but he's fighting in range with the Nerubians. He could lose 2 riflemen if this Nerubian was microed, which it is. 2 riflemen. If you start feeding too many ghouls, though, and this Archmage is level 5, you're going to lose your whole army to 1 water elemental, but... Not impossible for Dise, still. Tier 2 is done. But he probably doesn't want to get a second hero or anything. Probably, yeah, just mana pots on the Dreadlord. He might be holding Dise. Looked very unlikely after that first Dreadlord loss. Well, that only Dreadlord loss. Assassin Bomb's doing a lot as well. Next Carrion Swarm. Mana pot value is pretty insane. A lot of lost ghouls this game. So many lost ghouls that Inspired could definitely back up and fight again if he ever did get in a position where he had to leave. But he's still not looking too bad, despite only having, what, 1 rifleman here. One real fighting unit here. Ooh, Firelord second. Okay, I don't mind that choice. It sort of says, like, I'm never going to get level 6 Dreadlord this game, but he might just need it. Oh, the Sork perfectly timed. Oh, you can't really calculate that, can you? No way of knowing. Like, is he going to keep building priests? Is he going to build 1 Sork? When is that Sork going to show up? You never really know, but it does get a Dreadlord kill. We're Inspired. Number 2. Dise has enough gold. He does not have to give this game up just yet. And he isn't going to. Oh, Sork again. If the Sork gets 2 hero kills with 2 slows, oh my god, the value from this Sork, the value. Level 3 Alchemist, my god, man. Inspired seemed very well prepared for this sort of a strategy. Okay, triple Nerubian. Where's Kevin? How was Inspired supposed to win this game against 3 Nerubian towers? Okay. How many ghouls do we have? That's not a bad number of ghouls, and the Firelord isn't that big of a loss. He comes back with some mana, full health. He's already back in a couple of seconds.
Players' forces are under attack.
The level 2 aura as well. Just for the Alchemist, if nothing else. Wait, is on his way to level 5. Dise doing a good job of trying to buy time. Oh, I like what he's doing. Is he going into the main base? That could be not a bad play if he just runs in and says, you can kill my expansion, but I'm going to kill every single peasant. That might be the play right now. I don't know if it's a game-winning play, because the heroes are kind of ridiculous for Inspired at this point, but I think it's the only play. Inspired was preparing for it with the guard tower. But this is enough ghouls to force at least the Archmage to come back. Yeah, Staff of Teleportation on the Archmage possibly, or he might just be buying a town portal right now. He doesn't have the gold for a town portal. Yeah, that is a staff purchased, I'm pretty sure. He got something from the shop. Oh, he's selling the ring. Okay, he buys the staff. Should try to cancel this guard tower if possible. Okay, he is focusing on it now. Yeah, this is a good play from Dise. It was the only play. Guard tower didn't get canceled, but there's no real peasants anymore. 5 Archmage.
Town is under siege.
And he sends the 4 peasants back, so he has 5 to mine gold, and he has enough lumber to make it work. Well, 4. Okay. The expansion is dead, and Dise knew this when he went for this play. One thing he did get out of that was a bit more experience for the Dreadlord. If the Dreadlord can find himself on level 5, pretty good against Riflecaster. But there's Alchemist almost level 4 here, so... Tier 3 is about to be done. Just pure Frenzy Ghoul hit and run, I would love that. I would love that from Dise. Just only do run-bys the rest of the game. This is a stuck Archmage, I believe. Staff has another 18 seconds. Flies even. Firelord is good against Alki if he gets Soulburn to stop heal spray. True, and Sleep. Sleep and Soulburn if he chains them, which he does have. Good point. Very good point. So yeah, Dreadlord level 5 might actually be way more impactful than I'm thinking. But worth noting, level 2 Brilliance Aura could even possibly be level 3 in the future. There's going to be a lot more heal sprays than there is sleeps and soul burns. But still, that is going to be really impactful on a, like an individual fight basis.
A town is under siege.
Greater mana as well for the Dreadlord there. Jesus Wheezes. Okay, again, Dise cannot defend this army, so he's got to go into the main base, but is Inspired even going to be willing to go back and defend? Archmage has no staff cooldown. He has no way back. So is this truly a base trade? Is Frenzy going to finish? It is already done. Oh, there's a Mortar team. I was going to say, like, the Frenzy Ghouls are going to win this base race easily if there's enough of them. But there's not that many, and there is a Mortar team. And the Archmage is going back. I don't think Dise has another option, though. He's got to just stay here. Oh, I should have followed those peasants. I don't know where they got to. Did they all get hunted down by the Dreadlord? They could have. Did any peasants get out? It's hard to see blue on the map, guys. Help me out here. I don't know. I don't know if there's other peasants anywhere. If there's no peasants, this is going to be really close. The Archmage has a town portal. But the issue is, town portaling, Dise is mining. Oh, Destro. So weird that we actually got to a destroyer in this game. Okay, 2 peasants. But Dise can do this all day. Just want to check the gold mines right now. 47. 33, okay. So that could make a difference. Ulter was just killed. So you could leave some units back behind the base.
A town is under siege.
Ah, yeah, there's a workshop somewhere. Ah, right here. Good call. Dise is going to use the little time he has to get rid of these buildings, realizing his win condition. But honestly, his win condition could change. He could have an army that could win a fight pretty soon here, now that he has Destros, and soon to have level 5 Dreadlord. He could win a fight eventually. Dise is up in supply. But just the heroes are so good against ghouls right now. Or Inspired is the issue. Then Happy? Happy will play 3rd today. Will be the 3rd match. Nice game from these guys. Flying machines. Oh. Classic Destro base race over the next 45 minutes. Inspired is fully mining again.
A player's forces are under attack.
Almost. This will be Dreadlord 4.8, 4.9, something around there. Firelord level 3 isn't look terrible. Hey, he's literally doing the Destro base race for 40 minutes thing. But Riflemen. 2 Riflemen will kill 80 supply destroyers on their own, so Not really, but close to it. Inspired's in a position where he could creep a red camp, but Dise is not in that position. I see a Zeppelin in our future. There is a town portal, though, to get out if he needs to. I guess he could just run away as well. He's got a Destroyer to get really slow. Really wants this experience, so this is level 5. But he doesn't get the Trapper, though. Let's get a second Talisman of Evasion. That's nice, isn't it? More ghouls down here. Once Inspired fully commits, he's going to send ghouls in, kill these riflemen. He also has the Destroyers there.
Under attack.
Dise is yet again up in supply. Getting A-bombs. This is starting to get scary for Inspired. He needs heal scrolls. Level 5 Dreadlords here. Zoom Corpse. What the hell? Is that a misclick, or is he going to build a temple? Or is he getting Exhumed Corpse to get a meat wagon and then have Cannibalize on his A-bomb? I don't think that's what he's doing. One ghoul was caught down here, I believe. Oh, 2 were caught. Maybe even 3, because there was 4 ghouls down here before. Invis Dreadlord. Oh, he could get a lot of kills. Nice spread immediately. Oh. He's taking what he can get there.
A player's forces are under attack.
Oh, can he reach? Not the most easily recoverable damage taken on the Dreadlord there either. Taking another creep camp at the same time. Dise is doing this very well. Inspired is doing what he can, but it's hard. It can be hard to defend this lane. As Starbuck showed us in our last month's finals. Gold mine. 900, that's 90 seconds. And this is 5 minutes.
A player's
without any harass. Magic Sentry and a flying machine. I think this gold difference is going to be what probably wins it for Inspired in the long run. But what Dise can do is one big final push. Get as much supply as he can, as many items as he can, and one big fight. And that might be this fight right here. Carrion Swarm is level 4 on the Fire Lord right off the rip. And Inspired wasn't ready for this. He was super out of position. There's the first sleep. But there's only 1, maybe 2 heal sprays. Once the aura kicks in. Is there any heal scrolls? Oh my god, there isn't. And there's a mana pod. This whole army's about to die. This has to be a town portal. He's going to lose too many units even if he does town portal right now. Oh, sleep again on the heal spray. Nicely done for Dise. Dise wins. This is... Jesus. The ghoul hit and run. Very nice decision making from Dise. And he gets the 1-0 with Undead. Wasn't the easiest of games. I mean, Dise was certainly ahead, but it wasn't the easiest of games to close out. Like, there's so many questions of when Inspired was in the main base. Because obviously, he killed the expansion, but lost all of his peasants for it. When Dise decided to trade initially. And then there was the second trade when they were both in each other's main bases, right? When we were talking about that one mortar team. And then Inspired got the town portal and TP back. Like, in those situations, do you TP back? What is the best decision to make there? You know, there's a lot of those questions, which aren't things that are, you know, super black and white. They're not always clear cut. You have to make the right call every single time. And if you make one wrong call in Inspired's position, you can lose you the game. And that's probably what happened there. But thinking back to it, I think the town portal was the right play. I don't know. Yangfeng 888, thank you for the 15 months with the heart. Appreciate you. How you doing? Hard to weigh the armies and not fight when you're under this hit and run situation. Yeah, exactly. Definitely well played from Dise, so we can absolutely say that. Overall. And Twisted Meadows is map number 2. After this, by the way, we're going to have Yeah, it's Laliat versus Razor Moon is our next match after this. Very fun. It's random. Let's see what happens in game 2. Upper left here is Inspired. Bottom right is Undead yet again. This dice. One for DK. We have seen, speaking of Sheik, he plays DK Ghouls on this map. I think we've even seen Happy play DK Ghouls on this map as well, haven't we? Maybe it's standard. I don't know why it's standard, but maybe it is. Frog outside my window the other night. Very loud, those things. Very loud indeed. I'm gonna go for the pole, Acolyte gonna go for the block. No, the gamble was for the entire series, more than, which it will be throughout the day. Remo would know why? I'd hope so, he's an undead player. You better know why. Alright, so far perfect for Inspired. Ooh, but the Unsummoned... Actually, that's quite annoying on this Golem. Inspired probably don't know that flag. Uzbekistan. Okay, the creeping ends up being absolutely fine for Inspired. Lionhorn, not going to be great now, but will be good later, and there may be a later in this game. It being Twisted Meadows and all. 3 ghouls pulled, and 2 skeletons. This could be a couple of peasants.
Forces are under attack.
115 on that trapper, 1 skeleton hit and a coil. Should just coil right now. Boop. There we go. Delaying this farm could be a little bit annoying, just looking at the supply for Inspired. He would like to, assuming he's go for an expansion, have that 36 supply capacity to build more peasants. Even just to build more footmen. So yeah, the delay on this farm is actually impactful. It may not feel that way, but it is. That's a footman surround from Dise. But at the cost of some damage on the Death Knight, I wonder if this is even really worth it. It's a lot of damage. But he can always heal up. He's got his Ritual Dagger. And there is 6 militia called. Once the damage is put on the Death Knight, the militia are called to go for the expansion. We see just a delay on this farm. Still not done, which means he was not able to produce extra peasants or extra footmen during this entire harass. He's just building peasants now after losing that footman to the surround. But it does mean he's got some extra resources, especially gold. Gonna be able to build this town hall immediately with the tower once he's prepped this. No coil on that trapper. That was a free kill. And if Dise is able to get aura off this harass by getting a couple of even small unit last hits, it'd be good. Like this trapper, just take the trapper. Take the trapper, it's free. Oh, surround almost. Oh my god. Now he's never going to get level 2, which means he's never going to have aura, which means he's going to have to go back home. Oh, Ring of Regen is ridiculously strong right now. Yeah, this harass is over. This is going to be probably a freebie expansion. Well, I say that as he's about to lose maybe a couple of peasants. Deny, though. And you imagine he gets like 2 peasants and he stole both those trappers. That's 96 plus 50. He easily is level 2, right? Whereas now the Archmage is level 3 and the Death Knight is nowhere near having aura and he's at 1 HP. Be quicker just to kill his own Death Knight, and it would spawn back here, and then he can start creeping. But he'll have aura after he creeps a green camp. But this is, you know... Long story short, this is not looking good for Dise right now. See how he deals with this counterattack coming his way. Because I think, I mean, if you can get level 2 off Harass, you're happy to go home as the undead player playing Death Knight, right? If you know... That means you got a couple of last hits, you got a couple of peasants. In this case, you got a footman. If you can get level 2, I think you're totally happy with going home. Without, you know, having lost a bunch of ghouls and all. Yeah, literally, if you can get level 2, you are happy.
The town is under siege.
Potion healing forced.
A player's
Ooh,
forces
Dark
are
Ranger.
under
That's
attack.
an interesting play. This is kind of cool. Because how do you react to this? And 3 ghouls going around the side as well. Alright, Dice. Gain Tower needs to refocus ASAP. Oh, kind of a surround on the Archmage, but not really. This is where the Ring of Regen helps out a lot. Oh no, don't TP here. Okay, Death Knight's dead. Inspired would love to not have to Town Portal, but he does. He didn't lose that many peasants, did he? You can't see the corpses because of a Dark Ranger, but... Oh, surround! Oh! Dark Ranger should be able to get out, yeah. And the shop was already being built. Oh, it's being built at the expansion. Oh, power built. Would have loved to see the shop built much, much earlier. Tier 3 is almost done. So is a Death Knight level 2 loss that big of a deal? We thought Dice was out of it last game, but it'd be a mistake to say he's out of it this game, I think, as well. But I don't think he's in a better position this game than he was last. He did have that expansion still binding at this point last game. Made us almost level 4. We got this ghoul. We get level 4 off nearly skeletons. The Ring of Regen. How much health the Archmage has. That's all because of the ring.
A player's forces are under attack.
And Zeppelin purchased. Another reason Twisted Meadows can be very, very good for these sorts of games. Okay, Death Knight's finally back. Yeah, that Dark Ranger play was cool. It didn't do a ton, but at least forced the Archmage back, because it almost feels like Inspired didn't even care about having a Town Portal here. He knew he was going to have to eventually because of that DR. Inspired should maybe be pressuring more. Oh, he's in the Zeppelin somewhere. Well, let me know when you see the Zeppelin, you guys. It'll eventually be dropped here, it looks like. Okay, there it is. Oh, Death Knight saw it. Why is he... I guess he didn't want to have to go all the way around like this. It takes too much time. But now there's just a Garg. He's just going to creep. What else was sound lags? I don't know, that'd be weird. I was +8 from that camp. Just mental lag. Yeah, I get you there, man. I get you. Skeletons. Not gonna be able to do much. Even a ghoul run by wouldn't do much once there's a third tower. And Garg does find the Zeppelin, but the drop will happen nonetheless. Does he go for a Ziggurat or just Acolytes? I guess just Acolytes. Could go for the gold mine. He's got enough footmen to threaten the gold mine kill. Oh, Lich is here now though, so probably not. It's going down. You don't want to lose all your footmen here. That means you can't really creep much once you Town Portal back, especially with a second hero that's going to be on the way soon. Nova almost kills most of those footmen. How many does he end up with? 4? That is enough to creep up whatever hero he decides to go for. He unsummoned his altar immediately during that pressure. I mean, I guess he was pretty confident to not lose a hero in the next few minutes. And he needed the resources with the Acolytes being lost.
A player's forces are under attack.
Backup boost before Tier 3 or Mountain King. Yeah, that is interesting. We should definitely see a second hero very soon, but Inspired isn't building one.
The town is under siege.
Shop being killed is a little annoying because... Oh no, Destroform is done. Just means we're not going to have a second statue. It goes down. Realizing that he's going to repair it. Is he just playing... Like, how many workshops is he building? Just one. Is lumber really that much of an issue? I mean, he's building cannon towers, so it can't be that big of an issue. A second workshop. We have seen recently from Fortitude the sort of mass flying machine play off the rip, which he uses to like kill gold mines and stuff like that, and then he transitions into griffins off of it. Seen that from Fortitude, so it's not the craziest thing to see multiple workshops. We even saw, what, it was 4 workshops recently from him. But no, this is much more standard from Inspired. Double barracks. Triple barracks? Triple barracks? Alright. Get a shredder, dude? Yeah, you're totally right. You could get one right now. He has the supply for it, he has the lumber for it. Wouldn't put him above upkeep. There's no reason to not get a shredder right now. It allows him to use the peasants in his main to secure a 3rd in the future. You should 100% have a shredder right now. But if he does get a shredder, I will say, it would almost mean he has to go for a 3rd because of how many extra peasants he has. Maybe he doesn't want to go for a 3rd. Maybe he wants to hit a timing on 2 base. Well, he's still ahead here. Look how many units he's building at the same time. This could be a very strong power spike immediately at tier 3. Like, he spent all of his resources, 3 knights, paladin, and 2 tanks. Yeah, I mean, maybe shredder's not necessary. I mean, it seems like he spent his resources just fine. Okay, he's gonna have to town portal back, but that means he can get orb. Jesus, he can get orb and staff. He's gonna have tri-hero. He's gonna have a lot of units.
A player's forces are under attack.
But his hero levels are just so bad. And this is completely Inspired's fault. He could have built the Mountain King literally minutes earlier. This is playing Sheik when I left. What happened? Sheik had to drop out. So he dropped out about 40 minutes before the tournament started, and then we were able to find a replacement who had the next highest points, which was Inspired. So it was still a player that qualified technically. He just had didn't have as many points as Sheik. Love this from Inspired. So many players we'd see just like throwing tanks into the abyss and just losing them. Like, oh, it got surrounded by frenzy ghouls. At least it bought me 5 seconds of time. But no, Inspired paying attention to his tanks, sending them around outside of vision. He's gonna actually get value out of them. That was a potion of vulnerability swap. These hero levels are just too low. And to be honest, knights themselves aren't the best at creeping. Destroyers are amazing at creeping. Orb is amazing at creeping. But without, like, griffins, you don't creep that fast. Tanks are going to get a lot of damage done. Oh, 4 knights surround. Oh, my lordy. Again, Inspired with the surrounds. Nice coil. Potion of vulnerability can be swapped. But he bolts the Lich. He could have bolted the Death Knight as well. The 1 knight goes down. Tanks are going to supply block Dise on 50. 1 Destro dies to a single fly machine. Oh, 2 fly machines. Okay. Take it back. And Dise leaves the game. That's 1-1. We thought he needed a shredder. Boy, were we wrong. Look at this lumber right now. Interesting timing. 3 barracks, 2 workshop, immediately break upkeep at tier 3 with tri-hero, 3 knights, and 2 tanks. Kind of cool. I guess that's a timing that you can hit if your expansion is really, really clean, which in this case for Inspired it was. The harass, well, he lost 1 peasant and it was denied, and then he lost, I think, another 1 or 2 to the Dark Ranger, but it wasn't that big of a deal. So yeah, pretty well played from Inspired. Even though that timing didn't seem that strong, the proof is there. He won the game, so maybe the timing was strong enough. It seemed a little underwhelming compared to, like, you know, an Undead tier 3 timing or, you know, an Orc tier 3 timing or something. Okay, 1-1. All right, game number 3. Remembering that dice is still random, everybody. See what he gets on Hammerfall. Oh, sec, I gotta do one thing. Nope. Hammerfall. Upper left inspired, bottom right as orc is dice. This may be the only orc we get to see today, unless dice either wins and continues playing random, or somebody else decides to play random, maybe Laliat. I think that'd be the only player that would play random. Would be Laliat left in the bracket. Farseer headers with a grunt opener. Just with how sort of studied Inspired seems at times, I would imagine he has to be pretty good at this matchup, because Orc vs. Human can be very meta. There are a few weird strategies, but for the most part, you sort of follow a dance routine as both players. This map could be very good also if he does want to go for the expansion. This is a standard creep route regardless of expanding or not, but if Inspired wants to, he's going to have the camp cleared. And this footman will probably go and scout the main now as well. And he'll confirm that it is Orc, but he's going to see the Farseer on the way if he moves down at least.
A player's force
Oh, he's going to miss the Farseer. Shouldn't be time for a last hit. It'll be very close. Farseer's only going to get one attempt at this. Oh, close. Very close. Talisman of Evasion. Denying the wolf. He can deny this next wolf. He can resummon deny. There we go. Grunt is nice against an expansion, which I assume it has to be an expo now. He spent so much time with his militia. Footman puts a lot of damage and, of course, a lot of time spent on that Farseer and then denies him to the creeps. I'd say that's a worthy sacrifice. Headhunters and tech is on the way for Dice. So far, I like how Dice is doing this. Like, I talk about this all the time, but worth repeating. You'll see a lot of Orc players fully commit in to try to kill peasants. They see peasants and they just go yum, 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 you know what I mean? But what Dice is doing is absolutely correct. He's just kiting the footman, putting damage on the footman. When he can, he puts damage on the Archmage. And then over time, Inspired is going to be low on every footman. We see already 2 footmen can't fight. This 3rd footman now can't fight. Eventually, you don't have infinite footmen. You don't even have infinite supply to build footmen. Eventually, you just can't defend. And the Orc has so much momentum with Headhunters, and they're so, you know, easily kited back. And then you get Troll Regen, etc., etc. You can be the player that's continuously able to pressure as the Orc. So yeah, Dice is doing this correctly. He doesn't care about the peasants. He doesn't need to care about the peasants right now. Because eventually, Inspired will be unable to defend the peasants, you see. Yeah, Dice knows what he's doing here. He knows what he's doing. He might be playing random, but he knows what he's doing. Nearly have one more resummon on the wolves, a couple more mana. Or what race was Dice in game 2? Undead in game 2. See, like, where's your footman at, bro? Nowhere to be seen. This is a bad creep, but I guess he's gonna have to creep it now.
The player's forces are under attack.
Tier 2. Now, the right play for Dice would just be to go TC. Spirit Lodge Bestiary. Will he go for some sort of crazy Tavern Hero and double Bestiary? He could go Panda double Beast. It's not the craziest of ideas, but it wouldn't be like the most, you know, I'm an Orc player way of playing, I would argue. Oh no, TC goes back, heals up. Bestiary doesn't have to build a Spirit Lodge, but it would be the most standard way to play.
Players' forces are under attack.
Yeah, Dise showing a decent amount of experience in this matchup, actually. I'm liking what I'm seeing. But Inspired, you could argue he's stabilized. He's got a shop up. He's going to be teching not soon, but in a little bit. So now Dise is going to, no doubt, clear his expansion. And then probably with his TC, go to places like this. Right? These camps in the middle. Try to pressure maybe this camp. Try to maybe take this shop. And just play around creep camps that Inspired's going to want to get. But Dise will be able to take because he has tier 2 map control. But he'll also be able to creep those camps while defending his expansion. So like a camp like this and a camp like this are going to be perfect for Dise to creep while he's building a Great Hall here. And there's going to be no way for Inspired to contest those. And then once your expansion is safe, you can start contesting camps like this, and then what's the Mountain King going to creep at tier 2? Nothing. That's exactly how Dise can play this, and it seems exactly how he's going to be playing this. Yeah, look, he's pulling it. It's sitting right here. This is just nicely played. Nicely played. Inspired, on the other hand, though, he can start doing some harass. This is where the game can get a little bit messy if Inspired can find an opening to harass, to kill some burrows, to maybe sneak in a Great Hall cancel, although Dise is doing everything he can to not allow the Great Hall cancel to happen. But, I mean, you could just brute force it, just run straight in. Tier 2 only now being started. Yeah, see, he's just going to brute force the Expo cancel. How many footmen will be lost, though? There is Stomp. I'm surprised he canceled it so early, before he got one big Stomp. But honestly, what did he get? 3, 4 footmen? 4 footmen here? Scroll of Healing stolen away. Great Hall rebuilt. That will probably be the one and only cancel Inspired gets. And Shockwave, actually.
Players' forces are under attack.
That Great Hall will get canceled. How much damage can Dise do? I'm surprised that Dise went for this push. He could have just crept this and continued defending his Great Hall. And then got TC3 and then still done this at the end of the day, but he would have just had an Expo at his back. So I'd argue this is the first mistake out of Dise. Because I don't think he's going to kill this expansion. And probably at tier 2 Inspire can just get a Panda, but he has no resources right now.
Players' forces are under attack.
Oh, these militia are just gonna all be eaten up. Running them away now. He's trying to buy time for this tower to get up. This Kodo's being chased around a whole lot. Another peon being pulled. Yeah, see, like, he still wants to expand, but he's not playing as though he actually wants to get the expansion up ever. Because he's doing some, not really all in, but a big push. It seems like it will work. Tier 2 is done. With a Panda, you could probably defend this clump of headhunters, but it seems like Burrows what Inspired wants. Chase that Coda too far. Yeah, arguably he should have town portaled. But yeah, now he does have the Panda, okay. But he's... Oh, he needs to kind of TP back? No, never mind. It will be Dise that TP's back. And the expansion is coming up. Archmage would have loved to get another Great Hall cancel, but yeah, definitely Dise did more damage there than Inspired did to him, but Inspired did buy enough time for himself, at least to get to tier 2. I think it was the best move Dise could make. I feel like Dise could have made that move, just he could have made it 30 seconds later, and it would have done more, and he would have had an expansion, and he also would have had higher level heroes. So he could have done that same move, and it would have been a good move, but he just could have done it at a better timing. And it would have actually been more effective. He probably would have won the game right there. Whereas now it's not super ambiguous who's ahead, but more than it would have been. But with that being said, Dise probably winning right here. Let's see how much the Panda can actually do. They get a greater heal. That's a lot of passive slot going down. Heal scroll used. There's still nearly one more shockwave and one more chain lightning. And let's have a greater heal. Only now the first rifleman on its way out. And GG. Dise will move on with random, although he doesn't have to play random for the rest of the day. Inspired. A nice try, for sure. But like I said, I mean, Dise just seemed to really know what he was doing that game. There was that one slight mistiming, I would say, of his initial push, but that I think could be debated. But really, that was well played. It was well played.